Hi everyone and welcome back, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time here. My name is Amy and I have an unhealthy obsession with F1. Before we get into today's video, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone for all the support recently. It's been really cool and I really wasn't expecting it, so yeah, thank you. I believe as of recording this we're about to hit 500 subscribers, which is insane considering where we were like 2 weeks ago, so yeah. Thank you so much for that one. I do have a few more F1 related video essay style videos in the works at the moment because that's what I personally really enjoy. And I also have some content that's been requested by you guys, which is really cool. So hopefully I'll get those recorded and put out soon. But yeah, I had this one filmed already, so I guess enjoy my first thoughts on F1 22. And without further ado, take it away, past voice recording me. So on today's agenda, we are playing F1 22 for the first time. I know there's already been so many videos going through the game, but obviously I didn't have early access, so yeah. Anyway, let's get into it. Now, obviously the first thing I went and did was customize my character, and I don't know if it's just me or if it's always been like this, but I found that there was a lot more variety for female players, and I was actually able to create an avatar that I liked. I honestly don't remember any player characters having ponytails previously, so at the very least it's an improvement. And obviously I went with the usual lucky number 13. Then it's onto the game's newest feature in F1 Life. Not gonna lie, I low-key expected that there would be more options in terms of clothing, but I guess you have to buy them, which is kind of annoying. And you know, I doubt I'll actually spend any money on it personally, as I just don't see the point. The only time you really see it is on the main menu or when you load into online lobbies, but yeah. The race suit and helmet on the other hand, oh yeah. One of my favourite aspects of the F1 game has been the ability to customise your race suit and helmet. There were a few good options for base designs, and then I simply changed the colours to make them as obnoxious as possible. Bright pink and blue because why not? The second part of F1 Life is your living room area, I guess. Again, slightly limited in options. Don't get me wrong, it's a cool novelty and all, but not something that I feel truly enhances a player's experience. Okay, so you know how I said my favourite aspect outside of the racing was the suit customization? I lied, it's actually designing a livery. Something that I tend to spend a lot more time than I should on, but anyway. Again, it seems like there are more starting base liveries than in previous years, so I spent a bit of time tinkering with a couple of different options before I settled on this one. Again with the bright pink and blue, which I think really pops against the black base colour. I also took full advantage of the different texture options available. Getting to choose between different finishes like satin, matte and gloss this year just adds to the customization, and I have to say I really like it. The final aspect of F1 Life is building a supercars collection. Obviously I chose the McLaren 720S because, you know, McLaren 720S and it would be rude not to. It was then time for our first race in Australia purely because I wanted to try the new track layout and with Oscar Piastri as our teammate. Obviously in an attempt to break the curse of Australians just not having the best time at the home race. So on to qualifying then. I chose to do a short qualifying session. I was going to do a one-shot but decided I probably need a few laps to adjust to the new handling model. Coming to the end of what would be our first and only qualifying lap, we set a 1:23.149, which really is just not a great time, but it puts us on pole anyway. And it's at this point I realised that I forgot to adjust the AI, but you know, we just roll with it.
Well, it was a really impressive lap in qualifying to get pole position, but are they going to be able to hold on to the lead into the first corner with so many quick starters around them? So we're in for an exciting start, I'm sure, and then they'll all settle down a bit, try and find a rhythm as they plan the next phase of the Grand Prix. It's important to know when to push and when to hold back so as not to overcook those tyres early on.
And into the race, I really struggled with the line as per usual, but after a few attempts we got underway. It's lights out and away we go. Hamilton coming up alongside us looks to have a go at us into turn 1, but we defend super aggressively and are able to keep the lead. and it stays like this for the rest of the race, really. I just sort of used it as an opportunity to get some laps in practice. The newly improved back half of the track was just so much fun to drive, and it flows really well. It did take a minute to adjust as I'm so used to the old layout, but after a few laps, we were chilling. So yeah, a bit of a boring one, but we win, unsurprisingly. I did change the AI for the next race, so it's all good now.
Help them deliver this result?
Well, tyre management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance.
Then to the podium, our top 3 drivers. What a great effort from them today in a very difficult race.
Also, can we just appreciate the new podium sequence? The whole tunnel thing was like really cool. And next up, we are at Miami. And for the sake of time, I decided to skip qualifying, so yeah, let's see how the grid shakes out.
So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Hamilton, Charles Leclerc, and Russell, Joe, Magnussen, Mick Schumacher, and Esteban Ocon, Tsunoda, Gasly, Fernando Alonso, and Bottas, Norris, Ricciardo, the owner driver, and Sebastian Vettel, Oscar Piastri, Stroll, Albon, and Nicholas Latifi.
So starting from 17th on the grid for our first race in Miami, let's see what we can do. And it's lights out and away we go. Definitely a better getaway for us. However, the second phase did not go according to plan, and Oscar Piastri is up our inside. However, bumping tires with about 3 different cars on our way through. Oops, my bad. Anyway, everyone makes it through safely, successfully, and as you can see during our first laps of Miami, I'm kind of sliding all over the place. First time around the circuit, not doing so great, and really just struggling to find grip even though I'm on the soft tires. Our whole target was just to, try to stick with Norris and Alonso ahead, and just sort of follow their line. On to lap 2 then, and everything stayed pretty much the same. We were able to get past Lando because he kind of went off track. Yeah, just trying to follow Fernando now. As you can see, my line has definitely improved compared to last lap. Miami's really interesting just as a track. As you can see in the middle part of the lap, it really closes up and it's hard to make a move on any of the AI, especially if it's your first time around the track. And I was stuck behind Fernando for so much of this race that I did try a couple of moves and dive bombs that I shouldn't have. It all came off okay, but I wasn't able to get past him. And eventually I just got kind of frustrated and yeah. And that was the end of my race, I just retired after that one. The final feature we're trying today is the Perilli hotlaps challenges. I went with Saudi as it's usually a really fun track to drive. It was an average speed zone challenge, so yeah, just trying to maintain speed and, not crash. Just driving, and with the force feedback, you can tell how much slower and heavier sports cars are compared to F1. It's really cool how there's a serious difference with the handling models. Anyway, we're successful and we're able to get gold in the first challenge. The second one was a checkpoint challenge around Imola, basically just racing to the next gate before the timer runs out. I definitely had a lot more fun with this one, and just having to push the car to make it to the next gate in time, particularly towards the end. Overall, I think the hot lap challenges are a nice new feature that adds some fun and variety to the gameplay. As much as things like career mode unfortunately have gone mainly unchanged, there have definitely been a few things that have improved gameplay. Still not sure how I feel about F1 Life though. And that brings this video to a wrap. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on F1 22. Is it an improvement on last year's game? Is it still the same? And what do we think of F1 Life? And once again, thank you so much for all the support recently. If you like this video, then hit that like button and press the red button down below to subscribe for more F1 and motorsport related content. And I will see you all on the next one. Laters!